Did we play the audio for you of Water Car Guy?
No.
Oh my God, he's our
poor
favorite
water car guy.
Do we have that? Can we find
This
that real
got
fast?
me agreeing with fucking Bill Burr on his stupid conspiracy shit. It got me agreeing with him.
All right, Water Car Guy after the break.
Yeah, we got to discuss this with Patrice a little
this
bit.
is one of our favorite things of recent months.
Okay.
Guy figured out how to run cars on water.
Yeah,
I
just
wanna hear it.
he runs cars, and you just got to pour water in.
Is that not better for you?
He got, well, apparently not.
Is that not sexy sounding to you?
It sounds great. Water, it's the simplest thing.
Well,
there it is. Pour it in your tank. Away you go.
Let's keep it at that. We'll do it after the break. I think Patrice will be pretty amazing.
This guy's great.
Like good old Stan Meyer.
I want to hear some of Stan Meyer's quotes.
Myers or whatever. Yeah, Stan Myers after
He's
the break.
great.
Oh, my God.
So, the news story itself is classic. It deserves a replay.
Yeah.
A
Is
revisit.
this the first break since we've been here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Look at us.
All right. Get it. Why CR? What does CR stand for? Control room? Nah, that ain't working.
That's silly. That's just silly.
Every day I have that same problem because I'm like, CR, what the fuck? Control room? CR?
I don't like it.
How about a little sign that says monitor?
Monitor.
We got to think
What it
way too
is.
much every fucking day. I can't be bothered with trying to figure out codes. CR. Mars does a great job, though. Patrice, so we weren't even going to go down this path. By the way, I want to acknowledge the listeners out there that help kind of steer the show, and they don't even know they're steering the show at times because you don't get the credit. But all of a sudden, like someone said, "What about Stan Meyer?" And it's perfect for the
Yeah,
session today.
absolutely.
And there's a lot of listeners out there that really truly help steer the show, and I just want to thank them. They don't get much credit, and they're nameless and faceless, but you really do help. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So Stan Meyer there, Patrice, he's this guy. What's wrong? What's wrong?
Nothing. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Where's your mic?
Oh.
You're over there?
Yes.
Oh, there he is.
All right.
Okay.
I'm used to turning on Jimmy's mic, but Jimmy's mic is over there, and there's just a spotlight on it today. That's all it is. A little spotlight on Jimmy's mic
Yeah.
in honor of the fact that he's no longer with the show. Patrice,
Yes.
Stan Meyer.
Okay.
This guy is a classic. The guy comes up with the water-powered car in 1998, a mere 10 years ago. And you might be asking yourself, well, why aren't we driving
Why isn't everybody driving around in water cars?
the water-powered car? There's plenty of water. Why did someone give him that before we started? Because now he knows what happened to Stan Meyer.
Oh no.
Well,
no. Seriously, I'm just.
It's a very interesting
We
story.
should play the clips.
All right,
Yeah.
here's the clip.
I
Patrice.
certainly didn't
On
blow
the
anything.
water-powered car. I mean, this was not some kook. He figured it out, and he wanted the world to know.
Yep.
So he talked to a reporter. Well, this is a news report on the water-powered car.
The top our news here at 6 o'clock, an age-old dream becoming a reality. A local inventor has discovered a way, hear this, to use water to run your car.
It's a major breakthrough that will no doubt make motorists happy. And as Ralph Robinson explains, the Pentagon is also showing lots of interest in this project.
Water has always been considered a precious commodity, but Stan Meyer's invention may make it even more valuable. He has developed what's called a water fuel cell. It has taken the place of his old gas tank. The water fuel cell breaks down water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen. The hydrogen is used to run his dune buggy.
I don't care if you use rainwater, well water, city water, ocean water. If you don't have any fresh water, go ahead and use snow. If you don't have any snow available to you, then use salt water because there's no adverse effect to the fuel cell.
And if it comes down to it, you could just pee into the gas tank, or you could spit into it.
Whatever.
Whatever. Just get it.
You don't
just
even
get it
need
moist.
water.
Just get it moist.
Runs on air. Yeah. Cry into it. Blow your nose into it. Whatever.
And at night, we played this clip. I think Danny found it, and we went, "Guy's so dead, dead."
When the newscaster goes, and the Pentagon's even interested, it was like, oh no.
Shit.
Oh no, not the Pentagon part of the Pentagon that we all hear about.
Yeah.
It's that little part right in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
In the deep in the Pentagon and underground maybe.
Underground.
Where they go, oh shit, another guy figured out how to do the water car
Basically,
thing.
if you're in the Pentagon and you see a door and you go, where does that door lead to? And everyone goes, oh, you just don't want to know.
There is a department of guys that invent water cars.
Yeah.
And there's a special department that takes care of those guys. And he was taken care of.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, let me finish doing this shit.
All right, here's the second part of it.
Meyer started working on this project 4 years ago. He's not a scientist. He isn't even a chemist. In fact, he never graduated from college. Myers was determined, he says, to design something to protect this country from oil embargoes.
And we've calculated that if we take the dune buggy from Los Angeles to New York, we would roughly use 22 gallons of water.
The Pentagon flew a lieutenant colonel in last week to look at Meyer's invention. There's talk of possibly using it in the Star Wars defense program and to run army tanks. Myers is currently perfecting a water fuel cell for cars. It will cost about $1,500. He says it won't need any maintenance, and you won't have to replace it. It'll be at least 2 years before the fuel system goes into mass production. The day it happens will be one the fuel industry hates, but it'll put a smile on the face of those who've had to say at one time or another, fill her up.
You know,
I got a bad feeling about
Lieutenant Colonel, was it?
Yeah.
That visited him from the Pentagon?
For the Star Wars
Hey,
program.
they might want to use some of that technology.
Hey, man,
And you never have to replace the engine, so you're taking the engine guy and putting him on the unemployment line. That's what I was talking about with the whole economy thing. So now you don't have to build that.
So did they find this guy?
Don't have to keep building engines for the most part.
Well,
what do you think happened?
Sleeping pills glued to his back of his wrist.
Why would he want to kill himself?
And a handwritten note.
Oh.
A handwritten suicide note.
Maybe in the movies it happens like that.
Stop. This is real life, Patrice. That's stupid movie crap, right?
Oh, Jesus.
We got any more on him?
Was there a watery knoll somewhere? Oh, Jesus.
Even the Pentagon is interested. Yeah. The red alert when they went to DEF CON.
I don't think you ever want the Pentagon interested in your life. Ever.
No, in what you're doing.
Ever.
And this is just some guy who stumbles upon a way to run his car on water.
Yeah.
That's it.
Me and a good friend of mine talk about these type of things all the time, and I go, here's the thing that keeps me from being the biggest conspiracy theorist ever, is that, okay, let's say this poor guy, he invents this fucking thing that becomes amazing. And you go, there's guys out there. I mean, everything's run by people. So there's some guy with, 14 stars on his jacket goes, listen, fellas, you three, men in black, go and throw this guy down an elevator shaft. And they go, yes, sir. And just
do it.
I don't believe in that much lack of humanity. Just like I don't believe there's aliens ever were here, ever. I don't believe in it just because I don't believe in people's ability to be that non-robotic. I mean, or people's ability to be that robotic where they go, okay, there's a fucking creature from another planet. I am a human. Something from another world is in that room, but I'm just going to keep it mum's the fucking word?
Maybe because if you say something,
like that.
Those three people come to your house and throw you down an elevator shaft.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's guys that are just willing to just take a guy that could change the world and just go, yes, sir, I will fucking cut his goddamn eyebrows off.
Why don't we just say what happened to
I like when we did this the last time, and I know this is like deja vu for a lot of people, but we're going to replay the audio, and Anthony's going to hit the bell every time there's a problem here.
Every time there's a problem. And by problem, I mean just anytime something's said that perhaps might get this guy in a little bit of a jam.
How about this? It would make the Men in Black guys a little uncomfortable.
A little uncomfortable,
All
right,
Patrice?
Right. Okay.
It makes it a little more fun to listen to this.
Okay.
The top our news here at 6 o'clock, an age-old dream becoming a reality. A local inventor has discovered a way, hear this, to use water to run your car.
It's a major breakthrough that will no doubt make motorists happy. And as Ralph Robinson explains, the Pentagon is also showing lots of interest in this project.
Water has always been considered a precious commodity, but Stan Meyer's invention may make it even more valuable. He has developed what's called a water fuel cell. It has taken the place of his old gas tank. The water fuel cell breaks down water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen. The hydrogen is used to run his dune buggy.
I don't care if you use rainwater, well water, city water, ocean water. If you don't have any fresh water, go ahead and use snow. If you don't have any snow available to you, use salt water because there's no adverse effect to the fuel cell.
Jesus. And right there, even if he had a chance to live with the water, because people, I mean, don't forget they sell water in a fucking bottle. So somebody's going, okay, we can, but you can't harness and control
water.
That's the problem. The beach.
Yeah, yeah, just going down with buckets to the beach and getting
fill
free
up your car
fuel.
so you could drive around.
Oof.
Oh. Meyer started working on this project 4 years ago. He's not a scientist. He isn't even a chemist. In fact, he never graduated.
Oh, man, you're not playing the game.
Sorry, I had my machine was all screwed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Meyer started working on this project 4 years ago. He's not a scientist. He isn't even a chemist. In fact, he never graduated from college. Myers is determined, he says, to design something to protect this country from oil embargoes.
And we have calculated that if we take the dune buggy from Los Angeles to New York, we would roughly use 22 gallons of water.
The Pentagon flew a lieutenant colonel in last week to look at Meyer's invention. There's talk of possibly using it in the Star Wars defense program and to run army tanks. Myers is currently perfecting a water fuel cell for cars. It will cost about $1,500. He says it won't need any maintenance, and you won't have to replace it. It'll be at least 2 years before the fuel system goes into mass production. The day it happens will be one the fuel industry hates, but it'll put a smile on the face of those who've had to say at one time or another, fill her up.
Shit.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Ah, boy.
So, now we tell you what happened to Stan Meyer. Because according to that news story, then by the year 2000, we should have seen some of these cars on the road.
We should all be driving them. Well,
he was apparently eating dinner.
Yes.
At a Grove City, Ohio restaurant when it is reported, Patrice, that he jumped up from the table, yelled that he had been poisoned, and rushed out into the parking lot where he collapsed and died. It has been reported by Meyer's associates that Meyer had just secured funding for a $50 million research center near Grove City, but there's no way to confirm or reject this at the moment.
Shit. So this, so they probably put a Marilyn Monroe dress on him.
And what was it? There was no there were no plans or anything, or drawings, or.
We looked into it deeper. There's no proof that he ever came up with anything.
Yeah, yeah, he never.
And if you get too nosy trying to reconstitute this guy, to make this thing hey, his dream and
you'll
vision,
end up
you'll fucking get visited by the Minute
by
Man.
the lieutenant colonel from the Pentagon
with the sunglasses.
Yeah, yeah. Even a lieutenant, and I'm sure the lieutenant colonel visited and was like, "Hey, hello, how you doing? Let's take a look at why don't we take a look at what you got around back?
Jesus.
Here it is. Blah, blah. Oh, and you pour the water in here? Is it okay?" And he didn't know he was looking at End of His Life guy.
End of His Life guy.
It was murder.
Murder.
What the fuck, man? And you must believe.
That's the one where Bill Burr.
You must believe that the government has something to do with it.
Bill Burr.
I think the government
was
does
here.
horrific things that we don't want to know.
He knew about this guy.
Yeah.
And when we went through this whole thing the first time, I was like, oh my God, I'm right with you, Bill. The government, someone in the government at least, I'm not saying the president knew about
think there's
this.
a cure for the common cold in a fucking one of those Jurassic Park freezers just there? You don't fucking think there's a cure for AIDS? If somebody said, I found a cure for the common cold, he'd be dead as a motherfucker.
You think?
Because the common cold is worth, if you go industry, oil, car, the cold has to be in the top 5.
Yeah.
So if you found a cure for that.
Over-the-counter medicine.
How much money is spent fighting the common cold?
Just fighting
That's what
cold.
I was trying to tell you earlier about the economy thing. You can't just cure the cold because a whole industry would be destroyed.
Well, how about the fact that we're destroyed? How about maybe we live?
It's an equal kind of balance, I guess. There's enough people coming in that they're going out, and we keeping. It's not like the plague where everyone's dropping dead, so they keep it kind of, you know,
There's
even.
a doctor, I forgot his fucking name. My girl knows his name, but they have him on like black radio stations. This guy comes on, and he cured AIDS. This motherfucker cured AIDS. What the fuck is his name? That cured Dr.
Martin Luther King Jr.?
He cured AIDS, man. Like Magic doesn't have AIDS anymore.
Yeah, Magic does.
Yeah, it's not even traceable anymore.
No one can look
blood, right?
No one can see that as maybe a misdiagnosis. Like everyone's thinking this miracle that Magic Johnson cured of AIDS. I'm just thinking misdiagnosis.
Imagine the doctor.
He never had it.
The doctor gave him the wrong freaking info and went off.
No,
yeah,
he
got Easy-E's test results back.
I'm sorry, a dyslexic doctor. You got IHV. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I know the doctor. Is Dr. Cock in his ass?
No, I said you were the MVP.
Why the fuck don't we embrace more of these things? Like, people will most likely be proven to be quacks. This guy would have been proven to be a nut job and something, but not murder him. Murder this motherfucker?
Well, that's what he says. I mean, there's a lot of controversy surrounding that guy. So a lot of people say the whole thing was a hoax and all that. Of course.
But, oh, yeah?
But then the other people go, well, of course he's looked at as a hoax now because they destroyed his buggy.
His dune buggy.
His dune buggy and destroyed all the shit that he...
His dune buggy's in Area 51, too.
They took his files and everything. So you don't know who to believe on that one. The news believed it because they did a whole story on it.
It says Wikipedia... has Stan Meyer in there, and you'll see his invention is bullshit. It's a perpetual motion machine hoax. I don't know what that's about, but...
All right.
So what about, what makes people decide...
Is that his gadget?
What makes people decide who not to kill? And let's say the guy who said, I invented the battery. Why wouldn't the people who invented plugs in the wall want to kill the battery motherfucker? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the outlet people go, we gotta kill this nigga. He invented something that they don't need to plug in our wall, nigga. So we gonna kill the battery motherfucker.
Right. Hey.
Or why doesn't the hat motherfucker kill the umbrella motherfucker?
That's a good question. Brian in Virginia. Brian?
Hey, Anthony. Hope you guys love the show.
Thanks.
Hey, I saw a program on like A&E or Discovery a couple of years ago, and they were talking about the guy who was in Iron Butterfly. I think he was a guitarist or the bassist, and his father was a scientist. And when the band broke up, he went to be a scientist with his father, and one of the things that they had developed was a water car. And they had done something very similar where they were making a lot of noise in the scientific community and getting a lot of attention. And then one day they just disappeared, and they weren't able to be found until somebody driving down the highway had seen a car down in the trees somewhere, and they just determined that it was an accidental car crash, but it was always suspicious because they could never figure out why the car just happened to have gone down the trees like that.
Yeah, one of the guys from Iron Butterfly, his death to this day is very suspicious.
Holy shit.
Was it that he was working on a car that ran on water? I thought it was some other invention.
No, it was,
I thought he had some
water, just like
I thought it was
worked for the military in some capacity, like he was.
There was something. I don't know if it was was it a water car?
He should have just kept playing that riff.
Yeah.
He'd live forever. I
don't think he was. It didn't matter much because I don't think he was an original member anyway. So.
Oh well, screw him then.
I think he was one of the replacements for one of the original guys.
That's what happened to Bonham. I think he was trying to invent a plane that flew on peanut butter, and that motherfucker wound up dead.
The government was very angry.
He was working on a car that ran on owl eyes.
Owl eyes. I think Janis Joplin
that runs on cheetah heels. That's
Janis Joplin was trying to invent an apparatus.
Patrice doesn't even know the bit, you dope. You came up with cheetah heels.
Cheetah heels, yeah.
Owl eyes. We laughed at, you know what the funniest one out of all that was?
Oh.
It was whale blowhole that you cut the whale's blowhole out, and it sunk to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, the rest of the well was a complete waste.
Cheetah heels was it?
Cheetah heels.
Because we just started talking about That was one of the funniest. That was so funny. And you take away the most important.
Was it the delicacies that we were looking to eat things? It's the tastiest part.
You just and the thing that they needed to live, and you cut out the blowhole, and he had no more muscles
to shut it.
He would have to stay to the top of the water until
he just got tired.
And birds, he would have had to take because birds would have been sitting on him, just pecking at him, and it would have been too much.
Falling into his blowhole. He would have went
under the water and had no muscles to stop the water from. He would have sunk to the bottom and died.
And we're
while we were eating blowhole sandwiches.
This blowhole is delicious.
And humans are so disgusting. We wouldn't even care the rest of the whale was completely.
Oh yeah,
we wouldn't even eat the rest of the world. No tail.
No, nothing.
No fin.
The rest tastes like shit. Just the blowhole tastes good.
Elephant eyelids is coming in. That's right. Also, gorilla elbows. Thank you, Beth. Gorilla elbows.